All right, we're live. Market analysis for Tuesday, January 7th. This is this is going to be fun today. I'm going to run through the charts, but definitely we need to be aware of where we are in the big scheme of things. So I'm going to be switching a little bit back and forth between the 2-hour chart just to see what's been going on over the last little while so you can see it unfold, but then also the weekly charts so that we can see a bigger picture of where we're headed next. So first things first, I got my studio back up and running properly. So now I can actually do all of the things. All right. For some reason, there we go. And I don't know why it's a little bit too far that way. There we go. Now we're adjusted. All right. So with silver, we can see that we're actually creating a new high here over the last little while. That's who knows why, not sure, because we still have increases on the Dow Jones. It's down for certain, but look at how these days are playing out though. It's like this pattern here, how it just looked so uniform. We're still seeing days where or rather hours, where it just goes up and then shelves out, goes down, shelves up, shelves down, shelves. And this movement is very indicative of manipulation.
Paul,
and so,
you've got your split screen still on.
Oh, thank you about that. Thank you. There we go. So when it comes to these CFDs on the gold and silver, we are, I don't really know why it's going up. The only thing I can think is, there's just so many people who are becoming more and more aware of what's going on. And so we're seeing a little bit of pump on the precious metals. Good though. I like it. It's good to see. It means that there's still some life left in there. With the way that this pattern is on gold right now, with since December 18th here, it's been rising gradually, higher highs, higher lows. We could very well see a little bit more of a bullish movement, maybe even finding some resistance at the 2680 level. We'll see as things progress. Dow Jones still hanging out super low though at this support. Global 30 on the crypto. So this is the top 30, an index of the top 30 cryptos. On the 2-hour chart here, we can see that we are getting a leg up over top of a next level of support. This is good news. It was just a little one. It wasn't a big shoot, a big shot above, but you can see that the resistance here gave way, and now we're looking like we're settled back down on top. Now on the weekly chart, here's where we are in the big picture. As you can see, we just about hit that all-time high there right after, about a month after the election. Yeah, that's when things went high with Bitcoin and stuff. Well, that price point definitely signaled that we're coming into a run. Well, the low that came down, as you can see, came down to rest on the previous 2024 high. So it went up, came back down, and it found that support easily. And ever since then, that was 3 weeks ago, December 16th is when it came down, or the week of the 16th, rather, it came down. Ever since then, it's been rising every week. And so this here is our shelf. This is our support. Going forward, we're likely to see more of that because, we're here. We're basically here. This was all of the pullback we needed after, the election run and all that. That's all we needed. We're ready to go. And as you can see, that shelf had nice nice support. We didn't dip back down into this consolidation range very much at all. And yeah, I think that we're going to see on Bitcoin,
Don't do
we're
that.
going to, what's that? Oh, I thought you said something. The Bitcoin, I think we're going to see a bar that shoots up to like 120, and it's going to happen in like a day. What day that is, I don't know, obviously, but I feel like we are, even what's happened here. Take a look. Let's go into the 2-hour chart so we can see a little bit more detail. Look at how this line here provided so much resistance, right? And then kind of like with the 30, how it just eked out above it and is now finding support on the other side. Very, very positive. Very positive. So from a technical analysis perspective, I know we're not supposed to attach ourselves too much to the charts. We are in a good spot. For Ethereum, of course, it's a little bit delayed. We've always seen Ethereum take some action after Bitcoin, 2-3 weeks sometimes. And so we are, we are looking at, here we go, weekly chart. This is what I want. All of this here, this is all the way from 2023 coming into 2024 with this high. That was right after the ETFs were brought online. Since that time, everything's been accumulating. And this is the weekly chart. So I'm zoomed out quite a ways here. We can see that we've been using this line here, this 200 line as support. Went up. Did we go above? Let's see. So high price here is 4107.55. High price here is 40. Yep. So this is a new high on December 16th, or the week of the 16th in Ethereum. Of course, after hitting that high in the same week, we found the support. And that support is now providing the momentum for the next push. And I think that the Ethereum is now I'm going to get rid of this squiggly line here. It's a little bit outdated. But now I think that we have had that, now that we've found that support off of this line, we're going to see this kind of thing happen very soon. And that squiggly line was more disjointed than I anticipated. So we're going to see this kind of movement here very, very soon, creating a new high towards that all-time high. There's no resistance between this line here at 4,100-ish. There's no resistance between there and the all-time high. And when this breaks out of that all-time high, it's game over, folks. Like, it's hold on to your seats. And I'm probably not going to be buying much after that, a little bit here and there, maybe, if I think I can get some nice gains. But the next phase, like, this is going to be the AI phase here, and the next phase after that will probably be gaming. And I'm possible, real world assets and gaming. But between the two of those, that's what I'm looking to ride on the next wave. So this wave is going to come in through 3 stages. The first stage here is not even really a stage. Like, if we it's not good to always go back and just say, oh yeah, whatever happened in the past is going to happen in the future. That's not always the case, but we do look for patterns. And if we take a look at, Bitcoin, for example, all time, there was here's where we were. Like, if we were to take the growth that Bitcoin got at this time, this was in 2017. If we take a look at how that played out, there was a couple of bumps before the big bubble, right? Well, I feel like since the election, we're probably right about here, right? Coming back in. I wish that pop-up wasn't there, but that here, maybe I'll move it up here. So this little pullback right here, is what we just finished. Okay, so the next run is going to take us to new highs and probably not another low. So hang on to your butts, because this is going to be quite the ride. And I think that well, the same thing occurred. Let's go bring it over here to the next one. Same kind of thing occurred in here. Before the big push, there was a little bit of a hump, tiny retracement, and then it took off. Well, I think we're just coming off of that little bump right there, and we're going to head up. And that is just how it's played out in the past. And if we take a look at how that's played out between Bitcoin and Ethereum, let's actually go like this. Open up two of them so that we've got them side by side so we can compare dates. So the movement that Bitcoin made in 2017, that really came into effect, mid-October is when things ramped up, mid-October for Bitcoin. For Ethereum, it was a different story. For Ethereum, it didn't happen until November, December. Okay, so like 3 weeks, sometimes even 6 weeks. So, it hasn't been 6 weeks since Bitcoin hit its all-time high. It's only been a few weeks. So we could still see, a little bit more of a delay waiting for Ethereum to take over. And I apologize for the black there, folks. It's because the line is actually green and my system is programmed to cut out the green screen. So yeah, that's why it's black. But that leading indicator, Bitcoin being the leading indicator, and then Ethereum following suit, that's always been the case. And so that's why right now I'm kind of like, I've been telling people before, like, get some Bitcoin, get some Bitcoin, get some Bitcoin. Well, Bitcoin did a bigger movement than Ethereum. So I'm glad I told them that. But now I'm telling them you might want to get some Ethereum. So they're trading, and these are people who are just using ShakePay or like a mobile app to trade. I'm not teaching them the stuff that we're going down, but telling them, look, instead of buying Bitcoin now, you might want to buy Ethereum because it's going to experience more of a growth over the next little while, percentage-wise. So and then with Ethereum coming into play like that, that's where all of these other coins are, like BitTensor, Fetch. We've got Filecoin, Algorand. That's another good one. Injective, Theta Network, Immutable. All of these ones here. That's when they're going to take off. They're going to have lots of price action between now and then. But when these take off, we're going to see even greater gains. So, and that's just the way it is. The money filters down in through the projects to the lower caps. Now, let's go back to the charts. Cardano. Cardano, this is the weekly chart again, so you can see just exactly how awesomely set up we are right now. This high here beating out this previous high back in 2022. This is the highest it's been, like, since this little spurt after the election. It's the highest it's been since 2022, and it went higher, creating a new high for 2024. Now we can totally expect, especially having found that support. Look at how it just bounced off of that 200 line. Bounced off of that 200 line in a matter of probably a day, and is now definitely on its way up. There was, of course, it was wonderful when we were buying Cardano down in here, at 27 cents or even 35 cents down in this area, because we're up. Where's my crosshair? There we go. Because we're up, 233% from November, right? Or rather from October. And so here, this movement here, even the people that have come in just in the last couple of weeks, They're up 40, 50% in some cases. So we're in a really good position right now for the next move. Having come down, found support off of the pivot point and the 200 line, this is going to go up fast, folks. And, just going to the all-time high is going to be another 181%. But that's not where it's going to end. This run, I think, is going to take us to $10, and that's my target. I don't know what this 21,000 here is for. I don't remember what that was about. But, going up to $10 from where we are right now, that's an 800% increase. 8x your money on a very, very, like, Cardano's got enough market cap that it's, it's not going to experience the 20x's and the 50x's. But those 20x and 50x, they're a lot riskier. This one here is very, very low risk because of how many nation states are employing the Cardano network in helping their communities find governance and establish their own constitutional conventions and everything. So this is just a wonderful, wonderful time. Solana on the weekly chart again, you can see bounced off of that support and very healthily bouncing off that support, going towards that all-time high one more time. All-time high is still 25% away. And it's expected. Solana is expected because of how much the meme culture is going to be taking a lot of revenue. That is going to drive Solana up probably towards that, I'd say $1,500, $2,000 mark. Injective token. Again, this one here is all about interoperability. How do we get these chains to talk to each other without having people to, change coins and all that stuff to do business? How do we have this interoperability so people can move laterally without effort especially in their management of their assets? So injective token, we can see that again, this on the weekly chart, that high right there that we got just in December, finding support right after that here mid-September. Now we're headed up. And with this low being higher than the previous low, we are very, very likely to see that continued pattern. There's not much resistance between this high here on December 2nd and the all-time high. So between here and there, all-time high, you're going to double your money right off the bat. And then from there on, injective token, I think my target here is $200, 200 some, but I think it's probably going to go higher than that. Polygon on the weekly chart again. I got a little bump there, a little line of some sort. Don't know what that's all about. So this one here, Polygon, is going to be a little bit more delayed. And the reason why is because this one is in gaming. This one's more geared towards the gaming culture. And I think the gaming bubble is going to be a little bit more delayed, similar to how Ethereum gets delayed from Bitcoin. Gaming is going to get a little bit delayed from AI simply because it's the AI developments that are going to be bringing in these innovations in the gaming world. 3 protocol, nice and low. In fact, just up from its all-time low. Now I'm going to add some to this one because I'm pretty excited about where this price can go. Like, just the all-time high is a 10x. Just the all-time high. Woo on the weekly. We can see how it has found, similar to a lot of these other coins, we've seen it rise up, forming a new high there in December, at the very beginning of December, finding support with the retracement, and now ever since then, continuing to rise. Right now, this week, it's a little bit down from when it opened, but very, very tiny amount, and there's lots of week left to play out on this bar. So it's moving. Fetch, same idea. New high, beginning of December, coming down, finding support in the previous pivot line, and already since then, only stayed there for that week. That was it. And is now falling back, is now following suit, going back up. Yesterday, oh no, this was actually, when was this? Yeah, yesterday. Look at that, folks. Destra made a new high. Dun, da, da, da. Someone sound the trumpets on this one, because this is actually pretty significant. The fact that Destra is already creating new highs ahead of Ethereum. That's quite something. That's quite the feat. So it's creating new highs now. Looks like a little bit of a retracement today, finding some support off of the previous, off that previous resistance. On the weekly chart, there's no telling what's going to happen at this point. We might see more retracement. Maybe it'll come back and find support off of this 37-cent mark, because that was definitely a previous resistance. Could very well do that. But now, at the point that we're at in the big scheme of things, I hesitate to think that we're going to be pulling back. It could very well, but folks, creating an all new high like that at this time, with Destra being one of the major key cornerstones for AI infrastructure, and it's now just getting listed. This is the other thing. We're seeing Binance, Coinbase, crypto.com talking about adding a lot of assets, and they're mentioning them. Well, Binance has been talking about Destra now for like 2-3 months, putting it on the list. When that goes on to Binance, the accessibility is going to be so high. People are going to be trading this one in a very, very big way. It'll be a very, very quick, probably within a matter of a month or two, a quick 10x. And then we're going to see it also have another little bit of a growth spurt during the gaming bubble, because of how many gaming assets are being built with Destra as an infrastructure. This is Destra. Onto 0x0, another one that is being listed very soon. And this one, a 0x0. It's people. I talk about 0x0 for a long time now, but you know what? For as much as I talk about it, look at how much, like, it's not a very big project yet. But with all of the prospects of being listed, when this takes off, this will look like ancient history. The all-time high at 50 cents is going to look like ancient history very, very soon, once they get listed. And you can see, here's the weekly chart. Got the high right away, found the low, and has been rallying back since. IOS, another one that if you have some extras and you want to find a good project that's going to take you far, IOS is really good. Anyone is another one. Anyone is also being talked about putting it onto the exchanges, and it's not even a year old. On the 2-hour chart, let's just look at this for a second, because I am looking for a good entry right now. Fantastic entry. Had this nice little push, little pullback. This bullish movement here came up to 197. 197. It's dropped back down 10%. That's a great little pullback, finding some support. Looks like around that $1.75-ish level, and we'll be shooting up from here. And we might come back and retest the 170 or this 167 here. We might do that, just for how much it shot up above that resistance. But at the same time, folks, we're at the cusp. So it's a good entry point if you're interested. ARC, another good entry point right here. It's been rising gradually off of these lows here for a while now. And that's on the 2-hour chart. On the weekly chart, look at that. Nice high here. This was actually November 11th when it created that high, and it maintained that fairly well with a rising wedge pattern. Very short. Of course, it's a weekly chart, so the wedge is pretty minute to look at here. Let's look at it on the daily. Yeah. So here's the wedge that I'm talking about here. Coming back down, finding support off of the previous pivot point and rising ever since. Link, nice and low right now. these lows are getting gradually higher. So what we're looking for is that nice big push. There's one resistance line here around 18 cents. So you might see if you were to get some now, you'll see a nice little 30% growth, but you probably will see it come back and find support where we're at right now, simply because that's where we're at. Like that is this line here, right here. This is the pivot line. So we could still see some price action come back here because it went fairly deep into this zone. So coming out, probably likely find some resistance here. I'll draw this out. Find some resistance here, refine support before taking off. WorldCoin, beautiful entry point right here. Oh my gosh. You might want to add to this if you haven't added to this one recently. This is beautiful. Look at all that on the weekly chart. This high here at the beginning of December, retracement, finding support, not going below previous lows. We are now ready to go. Oh my goodness. I want to go buy some. Neural here, newer project, reached that high point beginning of December, came back, built a support that wasn't there before. It actually made that support itself because it wasn't there. There was a little bit of price action here these couple of weeks in that area, but that's not technically support even on the weekly chart. Daily, yeah, found support. It's ready to go for the next run. Beam, also great entry point right now, hanging out just at the last point of support. PAL, another one that's been talked about to be relisted soon. It is definitely fully in recovery mode from that fallout that it had there in November. Full in recovery mode. It's been doing great. In fact, one of the stronger projects that I think ranks right up there with Destra and 0x0. Bar, of course, I don't have expectations for this to do much right now. It's a gaming coin. This is specifically for games, not even like Polygon, which games come and build on top of. But I mean, you can put meme coins on top of that. You can put all kinds of things. Bar specifically is for gaming, and this one here is when this takes off, oh my gosh, I'm gonna have so much fun because a lot of my AI gains are going to be going into gaming coins. That, my friend, is how you start making incredible money, because you're taking the gains from the first bubble that gives you, say 5x, 7x, because you're going to have some assets that are going to go 20x. You're going to have some assets that go 2. Okay. It's just the way it works out. So if we get 5x or 7x on something in the first wave, and then you take that and then you throw it into the next wave, well, what's 7 times 7? That's 49, right? So now you're approaching 50x with 2 phases. My AI gains are being dumped into gaming gains so that I can get compound interest on my interest. It's not actually interest, folks. This is trading. Don't hear me say something I'm not saying. Yeah, I'm going to be maximizing these gains though, folks. So follow close. If you have questions, if there's any assets you want me to analyze for you, let me know. We've got people investing in all kinds of things in like Hedra. There's AVAX. I don't even do any of the analysis for some of them because it's not that I can't. It's just there's a lot of assets to analyze. So if there's something specific that you'd like, just throw it in the comment section. Or if you'd like to join us in private chat, send me a message and I'll show you how you can join. And you can be a part of the after conversation where we go back and forth within our private group. Superverse. Gaming again. Finding support. Looks like it's going to be taken. Oh, go to the weekly chart and just shudder for a second because that's just beautiful. Look at that. Look at how the prices come back to this beautiful, this previous resistance here. Amazing. Imagine being aware of this in, October of 2023. Imagine. Oh. What would you have done? Would you have bought? Well, if you would have been up 16 times even at this point now. Never mind the peak that you would have found at 20x. And that's not even at the bubble yet. Remember, how do I get into zoom in? There we go. Remember, we're right here in the bubble cycle. Okay? So if we're here in the bubble cycle and it's already gone up 23x, this movement here on super is going to traumatize people who said that'll never work. That's how that's going to work. That's how that's going to play out. Clearpool, very, very new project. The weekly chart doesn't really tell us a whole lot. Daily, more so, as you can see. Great location, finding support. Seed World, another real world asset. This one here, I think, is going to be a little bit more delayed as well. We're going to see this pop in alongside with the gaming. You'll see me start to throw money into here, probably within the next, into real world assets more so. I'll be moving towards real world assets, probably towards the end of the month. Taking the gains from this little alt cycle / AI bubble and throwing it into real world assets. Bonk. Meme coin that is actually doing pretty good. This high here is beautiful. Can't wait to see where it goes from this support here. I would anticipate if we were on into, we could use a little bit of Fibonacci to get an idea of where it's headed. Oh yeah, okay, so this purple line is likely to be our next target where we might see some more resistance. I'll keep that up for now. NPC coin. Oh, you know what? I'm saddened by it because I was thinking to myself when it was going up towards this all-time high, I was thinking to myself, I wonder if I should sell it and come back in later. Should have, but you know what? At the same time, it's a meme coin, folks. It's a meme coin. Just have fun with the meme coins for now. We're gonna definitely be taking advantage of those memes, but let me do a little bit more reading and learning about how to identify them when they're first coming out. That's what I want to learn. I want to learn how to identify the good ones when they first come out. What are the things that need to be in place in order for a coin to 20x or 50x or 100x? What is it? Whatever it is, I'll find the commonalities and then we can start gauging them as they are coming off the line, basically. If you are paying attention to some dexes, you don't have to pay attention very long to see that coins are getting launched at a very, very high rate. And so all we need to do is look for those leading indicators that it's a success. Most of them will not succeed. Most of them, you will lose everything on them. Okay. Just full up heads. Just make sure your head is level about it. Knowing that if you throw 10 $100 deposits into, take $100, put it into 10 take $1,000, put $100 into each of the coins. 9 of them are going to fail. You're going to lose 90% of what you put in. But that 10% that you put in that catches the good one, that one will pay for hundreds of losses. Okay. That's the kind of thing that it just boils down to the numbers game, right? Look for the commonalities, find them early on, and diversify. That's how you win those games. Don't throw that into all in one bucket. That's what you do with things like Injective Token or ADA or BitTensor or something like that. Something that's massive, massive market cap. Okay. That's it for today. I'm going to go ahead and stop sharing my screen. Let's open up the call here. There it is. Let's open up the call here and chat about what's going on right now. Any questions, comments, queries?
No, just as you were talking, I bought some Anyone.
Ooh, good one.
What the heck?
What the heck?
We'll just do that. Yep.
Yeah. Oh my goodness. Anyone is just beautiful. What a beautiful chart. I want to talk about a new asset, actually. This one here. Okay, so to talk about this asset, I need to give it a little bit of a background. Whenever big projects come forward, Ethereum, great example. What was one of the biggest things to come out alongside Ethereum to give Ethereum the ground it needed for these projects to feel like this is awesome, this is how we can get some money together? Destra, for example, one of the best ways that these companies get started is in that startup phase. When people are buying and selling, the company charges a 5% fee on all the trades, and that way the company can make money while people are making money off of the company, right? Well, Destra is now taking that down. They're not going to be charging 5% either way anymore. And the reason why is because they know that they're going to be listed on major exchanges. Well, the linchpin, that magic sauce that gave Destra the ability to access a lot of liquidity through traders like us, was MetaMask. It was a very key component for a lot of projects like Destra to gain ground. Well, on a more macro level, what occurs is that these coins end up building their own exchanges. And one of the major coins that we've been talking about is BitTensor. BitTensor being an AI infrastructure project for big tech companies. Well, they've announced that they're going to be launching an exchange. So this isn't me going into an AI project. The asset I'm about to share with you is actually the coin for the exchange for BitTensor. So the BitTensor ecosystem and all of the coins that are coming along with it are going to be using this asset. It's called, and I might mispronounce this, Taobot. TAOBOT. Right now, it sits at a very small market cap because, again, this is brand new.
Do you want to just share your screen, Paul, or?
Oh, shoot. Sorry about that. So this is brand new, okay? Only created this year. It has already done a great amount. It's 10x, easily 10x since November. And this is why it came up on my radar. Is okay, hang on a second here. Look at this new high that it just created too. Almost hit 80 cents, 78, all the way from, remember, end of November. This is post-election, 4 cents. Yeah, this is going to get my attention. Why? Because BitTensor said this is what they're going to be using for an exchange, and it's only at 50 million market cap. 50 million market cap. BitTensor has picked this as an exchange. BitTensor. Let's bring it up. 3.9 billion with a fully diluted volume of 11. What does that mean? There is a ton of interest in this. Ton of interest because of its solidified position as a supplier for infrastructure for big tech. I am not concerned about the fact that this is not very diluted, that it's not very saturated. I'm okay with this because I know that's going to fill up during the bubble. And then they're launching an exchange on top of it. And I'm coming in at 53 million. So this is a new asset that's on my radar. I am buying because it's going to end up being used by BitTensor, one of the largest AI infrastructures for big tech. They're going to be using it, or they're going to be creating an exchange, and this is the project. So that's what I'm after. Next, new asset brought to you by NextGen Merchants. No, actually, it was brought to you by Taobot. But we talk about it here because it looks like an opportunity, ripe for the taking at the moment. Like, people say, "Oh no, look, it already did the 10x." Yeah. So that doesn't mean anything in cryptos, especially going into these bubbles. This will be nice. I'll bet you this will easily go to a mid-market cap, 600, 700 million. So a nice little 10x right here. And you are even going deeper down through the tools. Remember, during the gold rush, you want to get the tools. You don't want to go after the gold. Go after the gold if you want, but you're going to make more money selling the tools to get the gold for everybody else to get the gold. So here is another tool that people in the BitTensor ecosystem, so big tech, will be using this exchange to facilitate transactions between AI and people. 53 million market cap right now. Like, whoa, this is huge. That's big. Questions, comments? What do you guys think about that one?
It's very interesting. Yeah.
I like finding these little gems. This one's ranked 3,100 out of 10,000 coins.
Wow. I mean, that's for those little nuggets, right? That turn into big nuggets.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
Or
Makes
have
me want to smoke a big nugget when we're done.
Yeah.
Awesome. Cool. Well, I'm going to go ahead and have breakfast. I've got meetings all morning. I'm probably going to throw a couple of messages up in Telegram today because there are a lot of people that want to come to these now. I've got like 6 or 7 people that keep saying they want to come, but it's just off timing for them in the day. The rhythm is off for them, right? So I'm going to throw in some messages into Telegram a little bit more often. And yeah, that's it. Everybody have a good day.